Howdy gamers, old gamer guy here. Welcome to another first hour impressions video. Unfortunately, at the end of my first hour, my hero Arcantos was unconscious on the ground next to this enemy tent, so that'll give you a clue about what kind of quality gameplay you can expect from me. But never mind that. This is a classic real-time strategy game that I never actually played back in the day, but I was very excited to hear that it was coming to PlayStation because I had definitely heard of this game. As a gamer, it's been on PC and Xbox for a little while, but it just released on PlayStation, so I'm going to play it for about an hour and then give you some very basic opinions. This is a myth unit, and as you can see, they are pretty good against your average humans, but I have control over a hero, Arcantos. And although we know that Arcantos is going to have a hard time a little bit later, he actually does pretty well against this Minotaur here. And he's actually going to be joined by two other heroes right away. This is a story mission here. I'm not going to show too much of the story. There are other game modes as well, but we have three heroes, and then eventually we hook up with a friendly army, which includes a friendly myth unit. And I just group selected them, and I'm having them attack. The interface is pretty simple. You can bring up your godly power menu. It's a radial menu with L2. And then R2 will bring up a command menu with more earthly powers, like building a particular structure or sending a particular type of unit to a particular location. And you can see there's also a digital pad menu there at the bottom of the screen that you can use to jump to various units, but you won't see me use that in this video. But Arcantos is here looking for Theris, the warlord, and that was Theris' town center, but when we destroy that, Theris takes off running, and he's actually going to escape. This is the beginning of the Fall of the Trident campaign, and as you will see, there are actually multiple campaigns to choose from, but you have to go back to the main menu to do this. The whole presentation of this game is very retro. It gives me a very nostalgic feeling, but as you can see, we have a skirmish mode, Arena of the Gods. I have no idea what that is. There's multiplayer. And then we have multiple campaigns here. I think only a couple of them are available at the beginning. Then it has mythical battles there at the bottom. I have no idea what that is, but there appears to be a good amount of content. But to begin the Fall of the Trident campaign, we are actually in a dream that Arcantos is having. And an old enemy appears. But then Athena appears, and she has some kind of cryptic things to say about gathering darkness, gathering storm, gathering danger. You know the drill. But like I said, this is a dream, and when Arcantos awakens, he's on a boat on his way home to Atlantis.
Admiral! Sir.
Yes?
We've sighted land on the horizon. We should reach Atlantis soon.
I have been in quality mode so far, but I am about to switch it to performance mode. Like I said, this is an old game. They have updated the graphics some, actually quite a bit, but it's not the most mind-blowing thing you'll ever see. It does look pretty nice though, but never mind that. Here's Arcantos fighting off a Kraken, another myth unit. But this battle here was actually several waves that will include more Kraken, but also enemy boats. Here I am switching to performance mode, so now the frame rate is going to be a bit smoother, but there's not quite so much detail, especially in the water. But there I am using some of my godly powers to heal my troops and heal some of my buildings. Right here I am accidentally going to destroy a building. So like I said, I was a bit challenged with the interface here early on. You couldn't hear me right there because I had the mic turned off, but I was probably laughing at myself and also cursing at the same time. But yeah, I have not quite gotten a handle on the interface at this point. But never mind that. Reinforcements have arrived.
Invoke the lightning storm god power to decimate attacking pirates.
The black sails are fleeing. It will take more than pirates to overrun Atlantis.
So despite my ridiculous military leadership, we are victorious. We have apparently defeated the pirates. We get a very fast loading screen, but then we are going to discover that they actually stole something. And I think older gamers can probably see why I say this game has a kind of a retro presentation.
Another message from Poseidon, Arcantos. His creatures helped the pirates.
Father, they stole the trident.
What? I will go to Troy as you ask. I'm going to get that trident back on the way. Zethos, take supplies aboard and get the men together. We're setting sail.
Arcantos sounds very confident for a guy who is going to be unconscious within an hour.
Don't worry.
But right now he's feeling pretty good about life as he sets out to recapture the trident of Poseidon. It looks like we can change our difficulty if we want to, so that's cool. But we set out in our boats, and it's not long before we see some enemy ships, and we make landfall. And this is the first proper level where you have to use your villagers to collect resources and build structures, and then you train military units and use them to attack the enemy.
Villagers gather the resources you need.
Objectives are in the upper right-hand corner. We have a mini-map in the lower right-hand corner. And to be totally honest with you, I'm looking in the upper left-hand corner and going, what the hell is that? I have no idea what that is. But we have our inventory of resources in the top center. I can click on a building and then hit R2 to bring up the menu for that particular structure. And they're wanting me to train some villagers. So I'm using food as I do this, but I'm training 5 villagers. I started this mission with a few military units besides my hero, so I'm sending them up this way, and then I'm individually going to select one of them and send them down the coast over this way. I can hit R3 to bring up a radial menu that will allow me to manage my villagers, but right here I'm just individually selecting them and having them do things. I'll show you that villager management radial menu a little bit later. But right now they want us to build a temple, and I could do that by individually selecting one of my villagers and then hitting the R2 menu to tell them where to put a temple. Or I could just use the R2 menu to select the temple site, and one of my peasants will just automatically go work on it, I think. But right here I'm just telling one of them to do it, so only one of them is going to build the entire temple. But never mind that. I'm switching back to quality mode here, so I'll be in quality mode for a little while. But there you can see my one little peasant there is building our temple, and once they do that, I can click on the town center, bring up that radial menu, and I can advance us to the classical age. And doing that will allow me to select a minor god. I could choose Ares or Hermes here. I went with Hermes, and of course I'm totally going to misuse the units that I get with Hermes, but never mind that. Here is that villager priority menu. So I hit R3 to bring this up, and then I can choose how they prioritize their resource gathering. Now the enemy town center has been revealed on the mini-map, and I'm going to select my scout and send them off to auto-explore. You can see on the mini-map that they are slowly going to reveal more and more as they
Build walls
ride
and
around the
towers to
island.
fortify your
But
base
now
against enemy
they want us
attacks.
to build up our army.
Once upgraded,
And we need to
towers
build
fire arrows at enemies.
either a military academy or an archery range. I guess we could do one or the other, but I'm going to build them both. And then, of course, go on to misuse those military units, but never mind that. Our scout is exploring, and look, they've run across some enemies over there on the right side of the map. But now I have my military academy, so I'm going to click on that, hit R2, and train some hoplites, some medium infantry. Unfortunately, my scout is about to die, but before they do that, I'm going to schedule the building of an archery range. There goes our scout, killed by an enemy myth unit, but I am training some more infantry here, and we're sending some more archers over this way. And it wasn't until I was actually editing this video that I realized I was doing this, but I mostly sent my archers this way, and I mostly sent my infantry the other way. So my army was a bit split up and unbalanced when I actually attacked the enemy camp. And you may also realize as you're watching this that my hero is just standing over here in camp. So I'm not moving them around at all. The heroes, like I said earlier, the heroes are good against those mythic units. But for a while, my hero was just standing over here in camp. If you watch my channel for very long, you will see me make multiple questionable decisions. But never mind that. We are knocking out some of the enemy camp over this way. I'm trying to position my people so they're kind of standing guard and enemies can't just wander down toward the camp. But eventually I had my people standing too close to the enemy buildings, and those enemy buildings they can fire arrows at your people. So eventually my people are going to get drawn into combat over here. But right now I'm just trying to position them. Yeah, there they go. The enemy building, they got close enough that the enemy building took a shot at them. So now they are all going into battle. Unfortunately, my hero is still standing around in camp. So the enemy myth units are going to have a party. There's a weird little pathing issue right there. I had to actually click on the shoreline to get them to go around this way. Here's one of the enemy myth units just going off on my military over here, and here's another myth unit just standing there next to a building. So another small technical issue. It was right about here, I think, that I realized that my hero was not in action, and I realized they were over here standing around. But now they are now they're going to join us in battle and perhaps add to their legendary reputation. Or perhaps, more likely, Arcantos will end up unconscious on the ground. I think we all know that's going to happen. But he is also automatically healing himself, and I think he will heal other soldiers as well, but the other friendly archers are standing too far away, I guess, for that to work right now. Here's another some other godly powers that I brought up with the R2 menu, but I am not using any of these in this video, but you can take a look at them if you want to. As more of my troops approach. Oh no, there went Arcantos. So Arcantos is now unconscious on the ground. If my troops were closer to him, oh, there he goes. I guess they were close enough for him to be resurrected right there, but he's going to be knocked out again, and he's not going to get up that second time until some more troops get close to him. Yeah, there he is. He's unconscious again. Here comes some more troops. Here comes some Pegasi that I trained. Unfortunately, they are a flying scout, and so they can't do any good at all in terms of attacking things. So that was a waste of time and resources. They're just kind of hovering over the building, watching things happen. But I can have them continue to scout over here. There are some other enemy structures over this way. And then eventually I decided to decommission them, hoping that I would get some resources returned to me. Holding L1 and R1 will decommission things. That's what happened to that building earlier in the video. I would love to train a centaur, but it will not allow me to do that. Here I am adjusting my villager priority to a military stance. So they're going to collect resources that will help us build up our military. Here I am going back to the performance mode.
A hero has fallen.
And I think I just stay in performance mode for the rest of the video. But that was the state at the end of my first hour. I did continue to record though, and I decided to move my boats over this way. I built a dock. So I have a dock over there near our village now. But I have 3 ships, and we're going to take out this enemy ship. So now I'll have some ships next to the enemy shoreline there to support us as we attack. I'm still gathering my military. I built a tower over here. I'm not sure the tower is actually doing anything. I think you may need to upgrade them for them to actually start shooting arrows and things like that. But right here was the first time I realized that I could have more than one hero. We started off with Arkantos, but there's Theseus and there is also Atalanta here. So I could have 3 heroes in this level if I was to play intelligently, which clearly I did not do. I trained Theseus right there, but I'm not sure I actually had him end up in battle. But never mind that. Our boats are continuing to shoot arrows at these buildings here. We now have enough troops that I'm going to start attacking, and now we can run over and try to revive Arkantos.
Kalos.
So Arkantos is back in action, and I guess Theseus may be in there too, and eventually we do end up destroying the enemy center. But there goes the enemy warlord taking off, running down the path, and they are going to escape, unfortunately.
For another time, Arkantos, your luck will end. And I will be there to see it. Your head will hang from my mast, Atlantean!
Arkantos apparently has a bad habit of allowing his enemies to escape after a battle, so I feel like that will probably be a liability going forward. But I really like this game a lot. Of course, I love strategy games, as anybody who watches my channel probably knows. And I have always loved Mythology, so this is right up my alley. I'll probably make at least one more video for this of a skirmish mode. But the next video on the channel will definitely be Civ 7. I will show you what happened to my Civ in the Age of Exploration. For now, as always, thanks for watching.